A 14-year-old boy is going to be tried as an adult for allegedly throwing a rock at a police official during a riot at a Trump rally. Marcus Griego is the person who is facing charges. And again, he's 14 years old, and he should be tried for what he did, because if there is any evidence that he threw a rock at a police official, he should face charges. But since he's 14, you would assume that he faces charges as a juvenile, but not in this case. 14-year-old Marcus Griego was charged with aggravated battery on a police officer, a third-degree felony, for allegedly throwing a rock at cops during a riot that broke out during a Trump rally in Albuquerque. Now, the district attorney did say that he will prosecute him as an adult. And this story is a perfect example of how there seems to be a double standard. There's the case of a former Stanford University student who was convicted of rape, okay, and he gets 6 months in a county jail. And then you have this case of a minor, a 14-year-old, who gets tried as an adult for throwing a rock. Now, as I said, he should face consequences for that. He should be tried, they should investigate, they should prove that it happened, and he should, face whatever consequence there is as a result of that. But he's not an adult, and so he shouldn't be tried as one.
So now sometimes we make exceptions if it's particularly heinous, like murder, maybe rape, but often it's significant crimes like the most significant crime, like murder, rape, would obviously be the second most significant. This was throwing a rock. Yeah. Bad, should go into the justice system. It's an assault. A rock on your head could do a lot of damage. You shouldn't do that to cops. You shouldn't do that to anybody. Okay. Now, when you juxtapose it to Brock Turner, the Stanford student you were talking about, the judge in his case said, oh, but come on, he's really young. And he was 20. Yep. This kid didn't rape anybody. He just threw a rock. I don't want to say just threw a rock. He threw a rock. Okay. He's 14. Yep. As 14, not too young, because he's minority, and he's not powerful. He's not going to a great school, right? At 20, you're going to Stanford. Oh, yeah, it's really young. No criminal history. Well, did he have the rock throwing guy have a criminal history? No criminal history. But does he get a break? No, he doesn't get a break. He gets the opposite of a break. You don't get tried as a juvenile. You get tried as an adult. We're going to have extra consequences for you. Yep.
And also, in the case of Marcus Griego, the first picture you see of him is his mugshot, because the county released his mugshot immediately as soon as journalists want it. There it is. But when it comes to Brock Turner, Santa Clara County refused to release his mugshot. They only released a photo of him wearing a suit. Why did they do that? Why did they refuse to give journalists their request of his mugshot until literally today? It's because they wanted to protect his image. And so there is a double standard. Anyone who denies that is either naive, oblivious, or just defiant, doesn't want to accept it.
Why is there no assumption, as there was in the case of Brock Turner, that, well, come on, we know he's not going to be a danger to others? So one guy threw a rock, the other guy raped someone behind a dumpster. Why is it that the rapist there's an assumption that, oh, come on, he's not going to be a danger to others? Whereas the 14-year-old Latino kid, whoa, that guy could be a real dangerous and a menace to society. And in the Turner case, there was the assumption, well, look, this will have a severe impact on him. Having to serve 6 months for rape in a county jail. And in the case of the 14-year-old, how about the severe impact of trying him as an adult when he's 14 years old? And he made a mistake, a terrible mistake, not anywhere near the mistake that Turner made, or the actions that Turner had, right? So, but no, he gets no leeway at all. He gets crushed. Yep. And then you tell us that it's a fair justice system? Hell no, it's not.